Hi folks, John Kitts here, playing Farming Simulator 19. I am a senior gamer, creating content for other seniors, content that other seniors might like, and where other seniors can come and listen to gaming stuff without worrying about hearing negative comments about older people. And some of the things I've heard by listening to YouTube content have been, frankly, pretty disgusting. Now, if you like any part of this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button. So, Farming Simulator has been around a long time. There's been many versions. I've played most of them. I think every one except the very first. And it's an incredible game. It keeps coming back with new stuff every time it updates. It doesn't just rehash old stuff and then sell you on the new name. I put in approximately, I don't know, I think it was, I did a check earlier, 1,500 hours on all the various versions of this game. So I'm fairly familiar with how the mechanics work. But I'll just try to give you a run through of this particular game and some of the things that have maybe changed. It's been out for a few months now. Option or the mod things, your options and stuff like that, achievements, let's start at the bottom. Just gives you a little challenge along the way as you learn new things and develop new things. Like I've sowed certainly more than 1 hectare cultivated. There's 10 I've fertilized and harvested at least 10 hectares. Have not as yet got to 100, so I wish it would show like a little bar saying how close you are. Gives you that last minute push. I have fertilized 100 hectares. And on we go, cutting down trees. It's a farming simulator, but it assumes that, you know, in winter months you might be farming or logging trees as well, although there's no real winter months in the vanilla game. And then there's buying and breeding cattle, sheep, etc. Okay, so let's back out of here. And the mod section, you can, these mods, I don't quite sure how they get included in the list of mods here, but these mods are here. Various types of tractors, machinery, and maps, etc. And there are tons of other sites created by fans that also have mods that you can download, and they're, for the most part, safe. You always have to be careful where you go. I haven't heard of anybody distributing viruses by this way, but sometimes a mod, you install it and it disables some other mods, so you have to be careful what sites you go to. Anyway, if you just go on Google and click on Farming Simulator 19 and mods, and you'll find tons of those sites. So let's back out of here. Multiplayer, you can create your own multiplayer game, and you can password protect it so just your friends can join, or you can leave it open so anyone can join, or you can join another game. You can create your own type of character, and it has international, 2 German sites, and a continental Europe site. So let's go for international. And you can see there's tons of options. There's the scroll thingy over here, and it's just small and goes down and further down. There's got to be thousands, I would think. This little thing over here, I'm assuming, means that you don't have a particular mod installed. Like, for example, in this case, Michigan Farming. I don't have that installed, so I couldn't play that without first installing that, and it's locked, so it's password protected anyway. So you can see all the various languages that people who created these are playing with. See if we can find, I'm not going to enter one, I'm just looking for the options that you have. Like for this one, for example, there's nobody playing it at the moment. It's done in English, and it's got the standard map. And this one's Danish. Oh, but it's got a lock on it. This one's in English, could up to 16 players. Oh, it's got the Michigan farming again, so keep on looking. Here's one that I could join. There's 2 people playing it now, so you can just jump in, and I guess there's a process where they can reject you at the beginning, I suppose, if you have a name that they've recognized and you were disruptive. But anyway, you would join if you want to. So if you looking for a little bit of company when you're playing Farming Simulator, then you can take the multiplayer option. And in the career mode, you can make lots of careers. Don't know how many possible. It just goes on and on. Maybe it up to 20. Let's take it back up to here. 20 possible farms you can create and play with. I've already started one. So I would click on that and hit continue. And these are the mods that I have installed. And if there's a check mark, it means it's installed and it's activated for this particular map. So if I had one installed but I didn't want to have it on this particular farm, I could just unclick that and away it would go. So let us begin by hitting the start button, and then it'll go into a rather long, sometimes long, loading sequence. So we'll just jump ahead when it pops back in. Okay, we have, it says I can start right now, so let's click the start button. And here we are in our brand new farm, and the wind is a-blowing. Hopefully it's not too loud. Here I am walking along in my work boots. And these are the machines I've purchased over the I'm sorry, that volume is, I mean, wind is one thing, but it's jostling the trees a little bit. Jostling. So hold on, let's hit the escape key. Let this be a learning moment. What is this? Keyboard controls. That's teaching you the basics. Game settings. Let's see if there's a volume here somewhere. There's got to be a volume somewhere. Volume master volume. Let's bring it down to 70%. Okay, I don't have to save. I can save the game so far, but that's fine. We'll just do that. There is an option, just if you get into this game, and you have to be careful. There is an option by default which saves every I don't know, 5 minutes or something like that. There are occasions when you've done a lot of stuff and you realize when you're finished you really wish you hadn't. Like you purchased a lot of equipment, put yourself in debt, and so there is an option somewhere, you have to take a look for it, that it doesn't save automatically, so you save it only when you click here. So that's the option I always choose, so just a little heads up on that. I don't know. That sounds that still sounds pretty windy to me. Let's hope it doesn't overpower the microphone. Anyway, okay. So what do I have set up so far? Hit the escape key, and I'll go to my farms, or the map of all the farms. This is the types of fruit it says there, whatever if you call a wheat or fruit. So there's the color. I've planted something that's pretty green, so that looks like canola. So I planted the, see the greenish number there? That's the land that I've purchased. So I have 3 fields so far, and I've planted canola on all of them. And now we'll go to the growth, and you can see it's just started the growth cycle. So I've just planted those, and I've got a ways to go before I have to harvest them. In this particular game, there's a lot of options that you are there automatically, but you can remove if you want. One of them is weeds growing in the field, so you have to buy machinery and buy anti-herbal chemicals to combat the weeds. And there's a couple of other things I can't remember right now, but actually I found them more annoying than anything else. I just want to get in, plant, harvest, and go on from there. So yeah, there were 3 levels of fertilization. You had to fertilize at the beginning and then some halfway through. These look like, that one looks dark blue. I guess that means it doesn't need any more, but I'll have to fertilize that halfway through. Weeds I've disabled. The requirement that you need to plow the field every 3rd harvest. I've disabled that. I have left-ins that you have to add lime to the field. I think it's roughly every 3 times, so those things are there. And we're back to fruit types again. These other things I just don't want to go into a whole lot of detail. Now, okay, we've done that. We know where we are. What do we have on the farm? We have, that's our silo. I'm not sure how much I have in there. I've added a little chicken coop. So you raise chickens, collect the eggs, so they are right there. You can pick them up, put them on the back of a truck, and take them to a place that buys eggs. These are my various equipment. There are ways of hacking down this grass. At least there was in the previous version. I don't know if someone's made a mod for making this less overgrown, but I could come in and harvest it, for example, and you would get grass, and I'd tether it, and it would turn it into hay, and then I'd bale it, and et cetera, et cetera. So this is where I'd feed the chickens. Right now, it looks like they're pretty full up. I don't have to water the chickens, but I guess there are ways it gets water. There's feeders over there. And so that's what I've got so far. I can eventually buy a horse paddock and raise horses. There are pig farms, sheep farms for wool, etc., etc. So, other things you can do are, I can take contracts to work in someone else's field. So when I'm waiting around for my crop to grow, I go off and take either my equipment or I can lease equipment and cultivate in this particular place, or I can transport goods around. I can harvest, bale, Uh, that one, okay, it's a grass field, so I'd have to mow it first and then bale it up. Mow the grass in the field, then bale the grass and wrap it to make silage bales. So that'd be interesting. Take the bales to the barn. Use your own equipment or rent some for 316. Now, what was it? Field 30. So we come back out here. Field 30 is just down the road from where I am. In fact, the store where you would, if you rented the equipment, you would pick it up there, so it's just over there. So, to get a good look at what's going on, that seems like a pretty good couple things happening. Yeah, actually, 3 or 4 things happening. So, let's accept this contract. And there it is. Now we will have to go to the store, which is down there, to pick the equipment up. I could just drive down in my speedy little pickup here. But if I hold down Shift and hit Tab key, when you hit the Tab key, first of all, it takes you into a very loud machine. And if you hit Shift Tab, it takes you to the previous one. Okay. Wait a second, folks. I accepted it. I should have accepted the one that rents the vehicles. So I have to cancel this because I don't have the machinery to store or to wrap the bales. Are you sure you want to cancel and lose all payment? Yes. Now, is it still there for me to do? That's the results. Thank you very much. Collect, can't do it. Are you still there to take that contract? That's cultivating. Baling. There we go. Baling, 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 baling. Wasn't it 600 before or 6,000? Anyway, so now if I click on borrow equipment, that's the one I wanted. Okay, exit out of here. That's really loud. Less loud, but still loud. Can't understand why it's so loud, and I had it reduced to like a third of what it should be. Anyway, as I tried to do before, Shift Tab takes you to the last machine on your list. This is bugging the hell out of me. Master volume. Can I turn it off? Yes, I can turn it off. That's easier to deal with. Okay, so what I want to do is hook on to this mower first of all, so I remember how to drive. And when it gets to the point where it can be hooked up, you press Q, see the thing at the bottom of the screen was activated. So I hit Q, and there I am with the back end of the mower. Actually, you know, I saw Corrales do this, and I didn't know I could do it. Actually, he put both mowers on the front and then dragged the baler behind. Not sure if this engine, I'm going to try that. So let's hit Q again. It takes that off. And did not know this could be done, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm not sure what... Okay, hit Q. So obviously I'm not going to need the front end weight. Actually, it's the other side, I think. No, it's not going to let me do it. Either that was a glitch and he couldn't do it, and shouldn't have been able to do it, or I have to put that one on first, which doesn't make sense. It's got a power thingy. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's the hitch. You would have to put it on from this side. And this has the power extended through. And it's got a hitch there. Maybe I needed to lower it or something? Let's try again. Back up. Move forward. Press V to lower. No, no. Happy now? Okay, I don't know how he did it. But I saw him do it, so go check out one of his videos on Farming Simulator and you'll see him do it. You will see him do it, I promise you. There's no way I'm going to be able to hook that on. Wait a second. Let's try. Drop that again. Forward would normally be... I don't know anymore. This would be the front, normally. And the front of that would be normally connected to the back. Maybe that's the front. Fortunately, there's no time limit on that. So if I press that, I think that's reverse what I had before. Ah, there we go. So I have both of them on the front. If you look in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a little image of the tractor with two things stuck to the front. So I want to raise back one, which automatically does that. So am I going to be able to drive over and pick up, shoot, caught on the curb, pick up on the trailer, or the baler. There be the baler. I suppose it would be more efficient to put the oh no, I'm going to have to, wow, they want hay. So they want me to tether it first. So let's put the tether on and hopefully this is getting to be silly, isn't it? Here we go. Okay. This ugly monstrosity. What's dragging? Not sure. It's not. Yeah, the tether is not heavy enough to counteract the weight of the mower. But I'm into it, so let's see what we can do. I've turned traffic off as well, by the way. Found that annoying because whenever the tractor or the car would come up against the tractor that's in the middle of the road, it would start blowing its horn. And that is the most absurd thing for country folk to do in a farming community. Anyway, okay, now let's see if this sucker's going to work. What do we got? Open or lower it first. X to open it. Press G to open the back one, so we got that. Yeah, I'm thinking I don't remember seeing a windrower over there. Anyway, okay, hit G again and open those. This is pretty silly, I know, but hey. Let's give it a try, shall we? So we lower it, turn it on. I know I'm not on the field yet, so big deal. Okay, is that lowered? Press B to turn that on. Press G again for the back thingy there. Lower that, turn it on, and we got a silly machine. As soon as I hit the field, which is here somewhere, where's the damn field? Pretty soon, oh, there we go. Now we got the field, and the tractor's not strong enough to carry us up the hill. So, but anyway, proof of concept at least. It is mowing it and then tethering it, and turning it into hay. So the next step would be to come along and bale it. So I'm going to try turning this way. That way I'm not going up and down the hill. This is one of those situations where you're glad you didn't save. So you can start afresh. But I'm not going to do that. Okay, pretty soon you'd hit the edge of the field. Any day now. Pretty soon. There we go. And go back the other way. Hey, if you can't be silly in a game, where can you be silly? Okay, anyway, proof of concept. I'm going to put a cut in the video here. And I'm going to bring back the other parts. Either that or just continue offline doing all this work and finish it up and come back, and we'll try a more sane approach to this job. So if you liked any part of this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. So until next time, let's get away from that engine, let it cool down, and say, who put this pile of stuff here? And say, until next time, please do take care.